Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan to boost livelihood opportunities in rural India. Abhiyan launched from Telihar village of Beldor block in Bihar's Khagadia district through video conference to help migrant workers. Prime Minister Modi says though this Abhiyan villagers can get job through their own villages, farmers' income will also increase from government scheme. Prime Minister Modi says country is proud of the sacrifice made by brave soldiers in Ladakh. Also says the valor of the Bihar regiment, every Bihari is proud of it. Says tribute to the braves who laid down their lives for the nation. Centre dismisses effort to misinterpret Prime Minister remarks at all party meetings. Says Prime Minister was clear that India responded firmly at LAC. 16 Bihar regiment foiled Chinese attempt to erect structures across LAC. Unnecessary controversy being created to lower forces' morale. Indian Air Force Chief RKS Bhaduria says all efforts are underway to ensure that the current situation at India-China LAC is resolved peacefully. Tributes to 20 soldiers who were martyred in the Galwan Valley at the joint graduate parade at Air Force Academy. Hyderabad says their sacrifice won't go in vain. Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri says at least 2.75 lakh standard Indian repatriated under Vande Bharat Mission. Says that Lifeline Udan has also carried over 940 tons of cargo of essential medical supplies of COVID-19. India's recovery rate from COVID-19 disease stands over 54%. Number of cured and discharged COVID-19 patients above 2,13,000. Total active cases crosses over 1,68,000. And COVID-19 infected cases rise to over 86,66,000 with over 4,60,000 fatalities globally. Brazil has second worst outbreak outside after US. WHO reiterates countries must lift restrictions slowly and carefully. Namaskar and welcome all of you in Doordarshan News. I am Kiran Shah presenting the evening top stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches a massive rural public works scheme, Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan, to empower and provide livelihood opportunities to the returning migrant workers and rural citizens on 20th June through video conference. The Abhiyan was launched from village Telihar block Beldor of Khagadia district of Bihar. The villagers across 116 districts in the 6 states joined this program through the common service centers and Krishi Vigyan Kendras. This campaign of 125 days will work in mission mode and will involve intensified and focused implementation of 25 different types of the works to provide employment to the migrant workers. Focus will be on creating infrastructure in the rural regions of the country with a resource envelope of rupees 50,000 crore. A total of 116 districts with more than 25,000 returning migrant workers across 6 states, namely Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Jharkhand and Odisha have been chosen for the campaign.
क्या जी लॉकडाउन के दौरान कुल कितने लोग आपके पंचायत में और राज्यों से वापस आए? कितने लोग होंगे?
लगभग 475 आज
475 की व्यवस्था की है, 500 लोगों की व्यवस्था की इतने दिन तक। देखिए एक गांव के हिसाब से आपने बहुत बड़ा काम किया है जी। शहरों में दिखता तो हजारों लोग हैं, लेकिन इस काम में व्यवस्था का दम उखड़ जाता है। आप गांव वालों ने इतना बड़ा काम किया, ये संख्या अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी है। लॉकडाउन के समय आप कहां थी? यहीं थी या कहीं बाहर थी?
नहीं, दिल्ली में थे।
दिल्ली में थी, तो वापस कैसे पहुंचे आप?
स्पेशल ट्रेन से आए हैं।
अच्छा, वो श्रमिक ट्रेन मिल गई आपको?
हाँ।
अच्छा, तो रास्ते में कोई दिक्कत हुई क्या?
नहीं, कोई दिक्कत
नहीं हुई।
नहीं।
आपकी कोई शिकायत नहीं है मेरे लिए? हैं? कुछ तो होगी, आप बताती नहीं हो कि मोदी जी ने ऐसा क्या कर दिया, देखो हमको दिल्ली से घर आना पड़ा है, ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है ना? आप अभी अपने गांव में हैं, आपका परिवार अभी गांव में है, सबसे मिलना हो गया, तो अभी इन दिनों आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
अभी सोच रहे मधुमक्खी पालन करने के लिए विचार सब आदमी बता रहे हैं।
हरियाणा में कहाँ थे?
ये गुड़गांव हरियाणा में थे।
तो अब वापिस कैसे पहुंच गए वहां?
ये आपस आए, महामारी हो गया कोरोना का, उसके वजह से पैसे खत्म हो गया, रोजगार बंद हो गया। इस वजह से हम वहाँ से ट्रेन चलाए, आप उस ट्रेन से आए और ट्रेन में बहुत अच्छा सुविधा था।
तो अभी गांव में कैसा लग रहा है आपको? घर वापस लौटने के बाद क्या सोच रहे हैं आप?
जी यहीं पर घर में तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, यहीं पे काम मिल रहा है, नली गली का काम है, रोड पे भर ब्लॉक लगाने का। मिस्त्री राजमिस्त्री काम करते हैं यहाँ, मुखिया जी बहुत काम करवा रहे हैं, उसमें काम कर रहे हैं हम। करीब 30-35 लेबर मजदूर लगे हुए हैं।
और आप तो राजमिस्त्री हैं, तो आपके लिए तो ढेर सारा काम है।
So this was the very boosting conversation between the returnee workers with the Prime Minister, and this will definitely enhance the morale of the other laborers also. Now moving on to the next, the Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar also said that most of the migrants who have returned to their villages do not want to return to the cities. Instead, migrants want jobs in their home state and thanked Centre for the big relief.
दिया गरीब कल्याण रोजगार अभियान, ये बहुत ही लोगों के लिए राहत पहुंचाने वाली योजना है। 6 राज्यों के 116 जिलों का चयन किया गया और बिहार के तो 38 में से 32 जिलों का चयन। हम लोगों को जानकारी मिली है कि इसमें केंद्र सरकार को सिर्फ अकेले गरीब कल्याण रोजगार अभियान में 50,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा खर्च करना पड़ेगा। तो ये खुशी की बात है, कम से कम जो लोग बाहर से आए हैं उन लोगों को केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से ये जो राहत दिया जा रहा है, ये बहुत ही प्रशंसनीय है।
The Prime Minister has issued a clarification to what is termed as mischievous interpretation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's remarks at an all-party meeting that no one has entered Indian territory or captured any military post, while referring to the Galwan Valley clash in eastern Ladakh. In a statement, the Prime Minister's office said the focus of Prime Minister Modi's remarks at the meeting on Friday was the events of June 15 at Galwan that led to the loss of lives of 20 Indian military personnel. The clarification read that, and I quote, the Prime Minister was clear that India would respond firmly to any attempts to transgress the line of actual control. In fact, they specifically emphasized that in contrast to the past neglect of such challenges, Indian forces now decisively counter any violation of LAC. The Prime Minister's observations that there was no Chinese presence on our side of the line of actual control pertained to the situation as a consequence of the bravery of our armed forces. They read further that the words of the Prime Minister, those who try to transgress our land were taught a befitting lesson by our brave sons of soil. And succinctly, they summed up that the ethos and the values of our armed forces. The Prime Minister office said that the Modi assured that India's armed forces will leave no stone unturned to protect the country's borders. And moving on to the next development, Air Force Chief Marshal RKS Bhaduria today said that the Indian Air Force is fully prepared for any contingency in the wake of situation at LAC. Speaking to media in Hyderabad following the combined passing out parade at Dundigal in Hyderabad. He said that IAF is not foreseeing any war. However, he added that the IAF has taken all necessary measures, including increasing the patrolling in the area, stating that the sacrifice of the soldiers during the Ladakh face-off will not go in vain. He said their actions demonstrated the resolve to protect the sovereignty of the country.
The development at the LAC in Ladakh is a small snapshot of what we are required to handle at short notice. In spite of unacceptable Chinese action after agreements reached during military talks and resultant loss of life, all efforts are underway to ensure that the current situation at LAC is resolved peacefully. But it should be very clear that we are well prepared and suitably deployed to respond to any contingency. I assure the nation that we are determined to deliver and will never let the sacrifice of our braves of Galwan go in vain.
At a press conference, the Air Chief Marshal said that all three services are fully prepared to deal with any contingency.
We will handle any contingency, all three services. We know the situation and we have taken necessary actions that are required to be taken.
Union Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has said that the Lifeline Udan has seen a total number of 588 flights so far and has carried over 940 tons of cargo of essential medical supplies for COVID-19. The essential and the medical cargo have been delivered across the country during COVID-19 lockdown. He added that Lifeline Udan mission have brought around 1,928 tons of medical supplies from foreign countries to India.
Lifeline Udan has already conducted close to 588 flights, or rather 588 flights, maybe more. They've carried 940 tons of cargo, essentially COVID-19 related reagents, enzymes, medical equipment, testing kits, PPEs, masks, gloves, medicines and other accessories and cargo, which the states and the union territories required. Lifeline Udan has also brought in about nearly 2,000 tons, 1,928 tons to be exact, of medical supplies from foreign countries to India, and we've sent out 30 tons of medical supplies to our countries in the neighborhood.
And talking about India's mega repatriation mission Vande Bharat, the minister said that close to 2,75,000 stranded Indians abroad have been brought back through flights and ships during the lockdown. He also added that under Vande Bharat mission, private charter flights along with Air India flights have carried out the evacuation operations.
We have the Air India family bringing back 109,000. We have our private carriers and other private carriers of other nationalities bringing back another 100,000 plus, 143,000. So the total evacuation out, which has come, people already brought back, stranded Indians in distress, is close to 275,000.
Going back to our top story, while addressing the people of Bihar after the launch of the Garib Kalyan Yojana, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the country is proud of Biharis and the Bihar regiment that fought in the Galwan clash.
जिन वीरों ने देश के लिए बलिदान दिया है, उनके प्रति नमन करता हूं। बिहार के भी हमारे जो साथी जिन्होंने बलिदान दिया है, उनके प्रति मैं अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करता हूं और उनके परिवारजनों को भी आज जब बिहार से बात कर रहा हूं तो मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि देश आपके साथ है, देश सेना के साथ है, देश उसके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए कृतसंकल्प है।
Prime Minister also lauded India's villagers who have battled coronavirus.
भारत के गांवों में तो कोरोना का जिस तरह मुकाबला किया है, उसने शहरों को भी बहुत बड़ा सबक दिया है। सोचिए, 6 लाख से ज्यादा गांवों वाला हमारा देश, जिनमें भारत की 2/3 से ज्यादा आबादी, करीब करीब 80-85 करोड़ लोग जो गांवों में रहते हैं, उस ग्रामीण भारत में कोरोना के संक्रमण को आप सब गांव वासियों ने बहुत ही प्रभावी तरीके से रोका है।
The Prime Minister also said that for the first time, internet is being used more in villages and work on raising internet speed and laying of fiber cables will be undertaken.
अब जैसे शहरों की तरह ही गांव में भी हर घर में सस्ता और तेज इंटरनेट होना जरूरी है। गांव की इस जरूरतों को गरीब कल्याण रोजगार अभियान से जोड़ा गया है। देश के इतिहास में पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है जब गांव में शहरों से ज्यादा इंटरनेट इस्तेमाल हो रहा है। गांवों में इंटरनेट की स्पीड बढ़े, फाइबर केबल पहुंचे, इससे जुड़े कार्य भी होंगे।
Prime Minister Modi said that those whose labor and skills were behind the rapid growth of cities will now boost development of villages with the help of this scheme.
हमारा प्रयास है कि इस अभियान के जरिए श्रमिकों और कामगारों को घर के पास ही काम दिया जाए। अभी तक आप अपने हुनर और मेहनत से शहरों को आगे बढ़ा रहे थे, शहरों को चमका रहे थे, शहरों का भला कर रहे थे। अब अपने गांव को, अपने इलाके को आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
Prime Minister Modi also said that farmers can sell their product outside their states, connect directly with the buyers about their produce. Modi said that while adding that the move will help improve income of farmers also.
अब किसान अपने राज्य के बाहर भी अपनी फसल बेच सकता है और किसी भी बाजार में बेच सकता है। अब आप अपनी उपज का अच्छा दाम देने वाले व्यापारियों से, कंपनियों से सीधे जुड़ सकते हैं, उन्हें सीधे अपनी फसल बेच सकते हैं। आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान के तहत एक और फैसले के बारे में भी सुना होगा। आपके गांवों के पास, कस्बों और छोटे शहरों में स्थानीय उपज से अलग अलग उत्पाद बने, पैकिंग वाली चीजें बने, इसके लिए उद्योग समूह बनवाए जाएंगे। इसका बहुत बड़ा लाभ किसानों को होने जा रहा है।
Prime Minister requested the villagers to take necessary precautions while heading for work.
आप काम पर निकले, लेकिन मेरा ये भी अनुरोध है कि जरूरी सावधानी भी रखें। मास्क लगाने का, गमछा या चेहरे को कपड़े से ढकने का, स्वच्छता का और 2 गज की दूरी के नियम का पालन कभी भी भूलना नहीं है। आप सावधानी बरतेंगे तो आपका गांव, आपका घर इस संक्रमण से बचा रहेगा। ये हमारे जीवन और हमारी आजीविका दोनों के लिए बहुत जरूरी है।
Prime Minister Modi said that the Garib Kalyan Yojana is an important bedrock of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan.
इस संकट में गरीब का हाथ पकड़ना प्राथमिकता थी मेरी, और इसलिए हमने सबसे पहले गरीबों पर बल दिया था। इस योजना पर कुछ ही सप्ताह के भीतर करीब 2.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए गए। इन 3 महीनों में 80 करोड़ गरीबों की थाली तक राशन, दाल पहुंचाने का काम हुआ। राशन के साथ साथ उन्हें गैस सिलेंडर भी मुफ्त दिए गए। इसी तरह 20 करोड़ गरीब माताओं बहनों के जनधन खातों में 10,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक सीधे ट्रांसफर किए गए। गरीब, बुजुर्ग, माताओं, बहनों और दिव्यांग साथियों के लिए 1,000 रुपए की सहायता भी सीधे उनके खातों में भेजी गई।
And now in some international news, the coronavirus pandemic is accelerating and the world is in a new and dangerous phase. According to WHO organization, the Thursday recorded the 150,000 new cases, the highest in a single day and nearly half of those in the Americas. In his virtual briefing from WHO headquarters in Geneva, Director General Tedros said that over 86.26 lakh people have been reported infected by the novel coronavirus globally, and over 4.58 have died so far. Brazil has the world's worst outbreak outside the United States, with over 10.32 lakh confirmed cases and almost 48,000 deaths. US has over 22.19 lakh confirmed cases and over 1.19 lakh deaths till now. He added that a large number of new cases were coming from South Asia and the Middle East as well. WHO DG Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that the world is in a new and dangerous phase and reiterated that the countries need to lift restrictions slowly and carefully, but be ready to bring them back quickly if needed.
The world is in a new and dangerous phase. Many people are understandably fed up with being at home. Countries are understandably eager to open up their societies and economies. But the virus is still spreading fast. It is still deadly, and most people are still susceptible. Only by putting politics aside and working in true collaboration can we make a difference. We're most vulnerable when we're divided, but with solidarity and cooperation, we will overcome this pandemic.
The number of COVID-19 cases in the United States topped 22 lakh as the daily new cases hit a record high in some states yesterday. The national death toll increased to over 1.19 lakh. Meanwhile, the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. is moving to the second phase of its reopening next week. Playgrounds, libraries, gyms and nail salons will be able to reopen on a limited basis starting Monday. Restaurants also will be able to seat dinners indoors also at 50% capacity. Theaters, cinemas and concert venues will remain closed. Public pools will reopen on a limited basis, although Washington Mayor Bowser said that earlier this week that it may take a few weeks to properly prepare the facilities. United Kingdom is also ready to lower COVID-19 threat level by one notch. And with infection rates declining, the authorities believe that the COVID-19 alert level should move to level 3, meaning the epidemic is in general circulation from level 4, meaning the epidemic transmission is high or rising exponentially, with the COVID-19 death toll of over 42,000 and total number of infected being recorded around 3.03 lakh. The United Kingdom is one of the worst hit countries in the world. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that he expects all school children to return to class by September. Schools were shut in March to most children amidst the pandemic. Considering the losses, the government has announced that the schools in England will receive extra funding to help them deal with the impact of lost teaching time during the coronavirus lockdown.
More kids are coming back since June the 1st, and some year 6, virtually every pupil is now back. And my message to all parents and all pupils is really to follow this example. Schools are safe. to come back to. For early years, for reception for year 1, year 6 in primary, year 10, year 12 in secondary. Now's the time to come back, get your kids back into school. And of course, on the social distancing measures, as I've said, watch this space. We will be putting in further changes.
And also in some international news, also as coronavirus infection has snowballed in more than 185 countries. Mexico's health ministry reported record of 5,662 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infections and 667 additional fatalities, bringing the total in the country to 1,65,455 cases and 19,747 deaths. Millions across the country have been in quarantine since mid-March, and there are fears that the country's infection curve has not flattened. Since in June, quarantine restrictions were eased and some factories, offices and shops were opened. Amidst this, the government has said that the real number of infected people is likely significantly higher than the confirmed cases. And also moving to Turkey, as Turkey eases restrictions against the spread of COVID-19, Turkish airlines resumed flights to United States after over 2 months. 2 planes heading to Washington, D.C. and Chicago took off from Istanbul airport, and Turkey has eased restrictions with reopening of restaurants and cafes. Government now has allowed intercity flights and car travel and lifting weekend stay-home orders this month. Flag carriers Turkish Airlines and the Pegasus Airlines have also resumed some international flights. Turkey has recorded over 1.85 lakh cases and 4,905 deaths so far. And that was all in this edition of Doordarshan News. But keep watching for other news and updates. Till then, namaskar.